Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Setting up to put the junction boxes up on the top there. And I want to have the glue have a chance to dry before I'm ready to put it up. So we're just going to get her stuck together. Chamfer on the inside there so the wires don't hang up. Now my intention is to have this sitting on top of the angle iron and then have this run into it. Wire comes over from the switch, goes into the side of this pulling L. Then I pull one wire over towards the yard light, and then I pull the rest of the wires over towards the garage door opener and the lights. So I'll be able to plug lights in here because I'll have two receptacles. And then I'll run this over, and there'll be a junction box over the top of where the fan is. And then there'll be a junction box over where the garage door opener is. And then there'll be a junction box sitting on the end where I'll plug in the last two lights. So that should work out. We'll see how she goes. Little purple primer. Once again, it's not necessary for it to be watertight inside the building here, but it does add a little bit to the structural integrity of the setup. And it gives me a nice pink appearance to my fingertips. Purple appearance to my fingertips, I guess. Okay. Now we put the goo on it. Gonna have to get a pair of pliers. New can. Well, I guess. There we go. Took a little bit of doing, but it finally agreed that I was going to tell it what to do. There we go. before this sets, I want to make sure I got this pointed in the right direction. Oh, perfect. There we go. Up 1.5 inches and over 1 inch. First thing I ever drove with this new driver. We'll see how she works. Just like a champ. And I'm clipping the clip. Now the lanyard on the way, but it won't arrive until sometime around 10 o'clock tonight. Don't know why the phone or the delivery is going to be that late, but it's okay, it's coming. Now I can put this angle iron in there. Piece of cake. Solid. Done and done. I can go over there and level that up, anchor it off to the wall. There we go, now it's level. Doesn't matter if it's level. Not to the world in general. Matters to me. I think it's important that everything go just where it's supposed to go. Because I'll be the one looking at this thing for some period of time, however long that happens to be. And I want it to be right. Now this screw is toasted. That's an old one that I tried to use over again. I'd have to pre-drill for that one. That's the difference between the sharp one and the dull one. Okay, got her solid. Cool. Now I go over and take that piece of conduit down and start cutting it, putting a offset on it. Take this piece of conduit down over here and cut it, put an offset on it, set the box, measure the conduit over to here. I think I'll put a 90-degree bend on a piece of conduit now because I know I'm going to need a full stick to get over there. I don't have anything long enough otherwise. So I'll take that full stick, put a 90 in the end of it, attach a threaded end on it. Nope, not going to attach the threaded end. I'm going to have it ready to attach. because I'm going to mount the box. I'm going to put the glue on the conduit. I'm going to slide the box down over it so the box lines up against the frame here, and then I'll be able to fasten it down. And that'll work nicely. Because I want to have the light over here above the doorway and see if we can't get this thing to be just like I want it to be. At least that is the plan. Always has been, always will be. I'll be very glad to get these extension cords loosened and out. There. It's a nice day, kind of breezy, but I'm glad that I don't have to run the big heater to bend this conduit. Having this heat gun is going to make life a little easier. Won't be quite so hot. It's warm in the building. I've been told that these buildings warm up, and I have a feeling it's going to. But I have a huge door on the end and lots of fans, so we'll see if we can't just survive out here in the heat. It's either too hot or too cold. Take your pick. Well, I got my new impact driver, which you probably already saw. And I also got something else. I got a lanyard. So if I drop it off the ladder, then it's going to land on the end of the lanyard. not on the floor. Now if I'm standing here and I drop it, it's still going to go down and hit the floor. It's long enough to reach that far. But it needs to be that long in order for me to be able to reach up and use the tool. I was a little concerned about snagging this on something as I was walking and knocking myself off balance. But I don't think that's going to happen. The drill works quite well. Fits in the holster just fine. And with the latch, I think I'm going to do real well with it. Now the instructions said not to attach it to your body. It said attach it to something else. You're really supposed to attach it to something fixed in the building. But if I do that, I'm going to be having to carry it up, attach it to the rafter and come down, or attach it to the ladder and come down. So I've watched a dozen videos, and I went to the website of the company that makes this, and they talk quite a bit about lanyards. Mostly the people that they're showing having the lanyards are working on cell phone towers or up on antennas, something like that. Not putting rafters on a building or running wire in a building. So I'm not really sure. I'm open to suggestions. Like I said, this will drop. If I dropped it now, it would hit the floor. Now, if I put the strap, say on a pair of suspenders or something, and had it attached somewhere near my shoulder, that would probably be long enough that it couldn't fall far enough to hit the floor. But I don't wear suspenders. I don't want to tie it around my neck. That would be a dumb move. So I'm open to suggestions. If you guys have any better ideas, let me know. Right now, I'm going to get up there and see if I can't finish running this wire. At least some more of the wire. Won't get it all done. I know I've been working on this a couple hours a night. Tonight I worked 2 hours already. I came out after supper. I'm going to put another hour or two in it. See what I can get done. Right now, I want to straighten out this offset. I need to have it in a straight line this way. And right now it's bending off like that. Oh, I was going to get a wet cloth. This damn cloth's going to let me set the bend on it. A little chilly out here. That kind of feels good on my hand. Came out here with that wet cloth and it kind of chilled off. On this one, I'm going to bend it offset. To catch the This is going to be for the offset that goes up on the This is going to be for the offset that goes into the first box. The bend is going to let it go into that hole on the side. And out away from the beam so I can anchor it to the beam securely. Now, I'm going to bend this one to a 90. Now, I could have bought factory L's. Factory L's would have been easy. Just cut and fit. This is kind of fun to do. And every bend counts as a 90. No more than 4 90s in a run. So if you got 2 offsets, that's it. You got to set a junction box. Back when I was still working with Dad, we were doing some work on a building for Systems Unlimited. And they wanted to have a fairly large wire run pulled through the building so they could run 480 into where they were running the machines. Well, somebody else was doing that. We were doing office wiring. And the guy trying to pull that heavy wire through was having a heck of a time. He had kind of skimped on the size of the conduit, and couldn't get the wire to go. There. So he was having a dickens of a time trying to get that wire pulled. So he hooked it up to his truck and backed the truck away from the conduit. Well, the inspector just happened to be there looking at our job. And he waited until the guy got all done, got the wire pulled, and he said, okay, yank it out. That's not going to pass. The idea was if he pulled on it that hard, he broke some of the conductors or damaged the insulation, or damaged the conduit for that matter. So the inspector, rightfully so, said pull it, do it over. Now he could have put another junction box in. A couple of pulling L's would have made a big difference. Then he wouldn't have had to do the whole thing over again, and he wouldn't have spent that much more money. And it was steel conduit, it wasn't plastic. That was back when you were still running old school. There, nice 90-degree bend. Lydia came out to the shop this afternoon as I had been working on the job about 3 hours. She said, why is it taking so long to get this conduit? Now, I'd never tell her the reason, but kind of like this. Well, that was kind of a waste of time. I had it in the cool-off position the whole time. I was trying to heat the conduit up.
Is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union without the express written permission of the parents or the legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.